Good day, everyone. Welcome to the Bright Hope News, and most of all, welcome to Sunday Spectrum. This is a Sunday edition. First of apologies. The last time we had Sunday Spectrum was last month, and our last guest was the PTA chairman, the person of Emmanuella. Due to one or two reasons, because of the examinations to be precise, we had to shut down for some reasons. But today, I'm so happy that we are back. Sunday Spectrum is back, and we are not just back alone. We are out with a bang. I've got a special guest in the house. You recall the last 1-2 weeks, I've been making some particular posts, doing some promotions about a particular student of Bright Hope Schools, tagged Emmanuella. We call her a musical poet. Musical poet in the sense that in this country, I can bet you, as far as I'm concerned, I've never seen anyone who has been able to infuse music into poetry. And this is coming live from private schools, and it's a big thing for us. We have our videos on YouTube. She's trending right now on YouTube and on various social media channels. The world can't wait to hear from her. In fact, the world is never ready for her, but she's most ready, to pull your string with so many of her songs. So I've got with me in the studio the multi-talented and the amazing musical poet tagged with the last say, Emmanuella. Emmanuella, how are you?
I'm fine.
Welcome to Sunday Spectrum.
Thank you.
It's good to have you in the studio. In the last 2-3 weeks, we've got so much reviews, and people have been saying so much. And when are you bringing Emmanuella to Sunday Spectrum? Let us hear from her. People wanted to really hear from you, and today is really, really happening here. You are back in Bright Hope Studios. At some point in time, we met you many times, but you were not really chance to come for interviews. But today, you are in Bright Hope Studio for our Sunday Spectrum. How does that make you feel?
I'm really excited to be here. Actually my first interview, so I'm kind of nervous, but I'm sure things will go well.
But we're enough to feel nervous. This is Bright Hope Studios. We won't ask a question that will knock you off your feet. All the questions I've got for you here, they are from your listeners that have been enjoying they have been enjoying your sound. So they want to know much more about you. Now let's start without further ado. Let's meet you properly, alongside your family background. Who exactly is Emmanuella?
Well, for those who are wondering about my full name, I'm Emmanuella Ugbelasi Amarachi Olamide. And you might be wondering why I have both an Igbo and Yoruba name. Well, that's because my father comes from Delta States, so he's Delta Igbo, and my mother, on the other hand, is an Ibadan woman.
Okay.
So, and my dad, being the nice, sweet person he is, he let my mother give me a Yoruba name. I and my siblings, we all have Yoruba names alongside our Igbo names.
Okay.
So yeah, I prefer, in the spirit of harmony, of oneness of Nigeria, I just prefer to use both my Igbo and Yoruba name, although most people prefer using their father's name.
Okay.
Yeah, but I like to use them both.
Alright. Then your family background. Your dad is from is a Delta Igbo, your mom a Yoruba woman. I think you agree with me. She's a multi-ethnic Nigerian, like a cosmopolitan Nigerian. Then family of Amen. You have siblings.
Yes, I
Are you
have.
the first child?
I'm the first child.
What's your number in your family? Let us know some of those things.
Okay, well, in total we're a family of 5,
Okay.
3 children. I'm the only daughter and the first child. I have 2 younger brothers, their names Frederick and David.
Okay.
I won't say we get along that much, but yeah, they're my family and I love them all so much.
Being very girl, does that mean you're being pampered at home?
No, my dad is very strict on my discipline and the fact that I'm his only daughter and everything. Always focusing on my future, telling me stuff that all the times he's being harsh or strict. to me it's just for my future
Of
in the
course,
future.
it's for your own good. As a little girl, you might not really understand. Many people get, many people have different misconception about you. Emmanuella, is she a teenager or a youth or an adult? Let us know. I'm not asking of your age, but let us know, are you a teenager or a youth or perhaps you're not an adult, obviously. Because obviously from your face you're a little bit young. But is she a youth? Is she a teenager? Because with what comes out from you, people are always wondering. Yes.
Well, going to my age, I would say that yes, I'm still in the teenage spectrum, but I prefer to my mind is like that of a young youth, young aspiring youth who
Okay.
wants the best for our country. Yeah, but age-wise, physical-wise, yes, I'm still a teenager.
And you're still a
Still a teen.
teenager. Okay. So obviously, I'm speaking to a teen right now. But but on set, you don't look like one. You look more like a youth, a brilliant one for that matter. So people have this misconception about your age. In Nigeria, and when you ask a little girl about her age, Nigerian girls, they're always 23. They don't go beyond 23. But I'm sure you are not 23 anyways. Now, moving forward quickly, you know, educational background. We know you are from Brighton schools. Why it started for you? I mean, primary school. Can you just take us through that quickly?
Okay, I actually went to more than one primary school.
Okay.
My first primary school was Bloomingdale Primary School.
Where was that located?
That was located around and deep in Ikeja, around the
Ikeja it is basically. Ikeja.
yeah Ikeja.
Okay.
And I left there when I was in primary 2,
Okay.
and I moved to Kids for Christ Foundation School, KFC. We normally joke about the name of that school because of the restaurants.
Alright.
Yeah, and I stayed there again till I was in primary 4. So like 2 classes
Okay.
each. And my final and third school was St. Leo's Primary School,
Okay.
which I'm sure Bible School is an affiliate with. They know them.
Okay. So
And
from
that's
St.
where I
John to
graduated.
Brighton schools for
Yes.
senior secondary school. So ever since you did not change school at all. But why were you changing schools? What was the reason for that?
My parents in Nigeria, they really want a comfortable place where they can raise their children, and they're not too sure about the places we went. And the distances were far too long then, so we just had to switch schools as we moved.
Okay. But switching of schools, how does that affect you? How did that affected you back then?
It was very hard because at one moment I'm playing with my friends, studying and talking to teachers that I'm comfortable with.
And all of a
it's
sudden,
very-
there's a change.
yes,
Okay. When Brighton schools, you never change school.
no.
And it's even too late to do that. It's too late to use this SS3. Anyway, you're in SS3, forgot to tell us that she's in SS3 now, SS3B to be precise. That's the art and commercial department. She belongs to the art department to be precise. And she's doing so well, one of the table toppers in her class. So now moving forward, many artists in this country started from the church. I mean, they'll tell you, they require members all of a sudden, they discover their talent from the church, all of a sudden they move from the church to other genre of music, that's pop, and the rest of them. Was it the same thing for you? Did you actually start from the church, or how did you get to discover your talent?
Well, quite different. I never really started from the church. To be honest, my family, we are Christians, but we're not that type of churchy people that I involve myself in the choir. I actually started from my schools. During school programs, I would come out. Anyone who wants to sing, you can come outside and present. And
Okay.
I'd always find myself going out there, presenting stuff for them, cultural stuff.
So as far as you're concerned, you're not from the church,
No.
unlike other African artists. Now, not coming from the church, you said, you just have to come out during school activities. But what was that thing that made you to believe you can sing? How were you able to discover that musical talent?
Well, when I was young, I'm still young. When I was younger,
Okay.
I've always had this passion for singing. I just imagine myself on the TV, and I am a very shy person, actually. So I wasn't sure about my voice, and until one day, during in St. Leo's.
Okay.
In St. Leo's, my last
That was
school.
your third school in primary session.
Yes. So I was just singing one time in the class alone. I assumed I was alone.
Okay.
Only for me to find out that a teacher was there. And she was like, wow, you have a very nice voice, very sweet voice. Why don't you come out and talent shows and sing? You always dance or do and projects, you say poems, but you don't sing them. Why? So yeah, from there, at least I think that gave me a little more confidence and added to what I have today.
Now, after you started singing, primary session, secondary school, now SS3. Many parents might not really support that. When you started and up to now, what has been your parents' reaction to this? Are they really supportive, or they have reservations about your musical talent? What's their reaction? What was their reaction back then, and what is their reaction now?
Okay, their reaction back then, I don't think they took it real seriously because I was
the first was just being childish.
Exactly.
The child that doesn't know how bearing, and with time you get to know. But now,
right now, my parents are extremely supportive, but they also tell me that I should focus on my studies right now because SS3 is a critical point. But yeah, they are very supportive of me. My mom encourages me to sing more, go out, make videos, and do stuff like that. But she always reminds me that I shouldn't put all of my hopes in the music industry because the world is a very tough place, very competitive place.
Okay.
Everything that I should find a stable place, like a stable job, that can give me steady income.
Should be a plan B.
Yes.
Probably a side also, so to speak. Now, still talking about music. We have different genres of music. We've got hip hop, we've got Afro pop, we've got gospel, rhythm and blues, and also. Which one are you doing?
I haven't really delved into that there, but I believe with my kind of voice, I thrive more in the areas of gospel, all these slow, heartwarming, moving love songs, stuff like that.
So you feel like you feel you're a gospel artist. But looking at Nigeria, do you think gospel music will sell? We have some of them, but looking at the way the industry is being polluted with all these socially conscious songs and some other pop songs, how can you compete as a gospel artist?
Well, to be honest, gospel doesn't necessarily mean churchy or Christian, although I'm a strong believer in Christ, bless God, my name is Emmanuella. But it refers to the type of music, one that is slowly building up to the climax of the song and stuff like that. And that's what I think. And I think love songs, everything, I don't think I'd ever move into that kind of worldly songs and stuff like that. But yeah, love songs and songs about the environment, what is happening today, yeah, they really sell, I guess.
All right, okay. Anyways, there's this story I've heard that we've heard so much about about you in your primary session. We heard this story. I need answers from you. I want to know how true that story is. We heard you on a particular career day. When your mates were dressing as medical doctors, lawyers, architects, pilots, engineers. You came to school without any of those professional attire. And when they ask you, you said, you don't believe in stuff like that. And you actually wanted to be a musician. How true is that story? When I read the story, it looks kind of funny, but for a little child, because when we were growing up, I wanted to become a soldier, later a pilot, and later a doctor. It started changing. But you right from primary session, you've been saying, I wanted to become a musician, and up to now it has not changed. And, is that story really true? we're gonna hear from that. We're gonna hear from you with respect to that. So let's go pay some bills right now. So we'll be right back. All right, welcome back. So I see I have Emmanuella in the studio with me. I hope you enjoy yourself.
Yeah.
Now, still on your music. Do you write your songs? Have you been writing songs?
Yes, I do write songs, but not not very much. I'm still quite shaky in the writing aspect
Okay.
of music. But yes, I've written quite a few number of songs before.
Okay. And you know those songs, when after writing them, did you show anybody? What was their reaction? What were their comments?
Yes, I do show some people my songs. Not necessarily my parents, more like my friends.
Like your friends,
Yes.
colleagues in school.
Yes. And
And what was their reaction?
their reactions were quite positive. I remember one of the songs I wrote,
Okay.
one of my friends, David Dowda, he mentioned that he asked me one time who broke my heart, because after that song was a heartbreak song and it was quite emotional. He told me it was very deep and emotional, and he was asking me if I'd ever been in a relationship before and if anybody had ever broken my heart. But no.
Okay. All right. Now moving forward, what inspires you? Your music. Why writing the song? You just mentioned you wrote a song about heartbreak, and you never experienced heartbreak before. So writing this song, what was the inspiration?
Well, before I wrote that song, I had finished reading a book,
Okay.
and that book was a romance novel. I can't quite remember the name because it was one of those light reader books and web novels. But the ending was quite sad. The two lovers didn't end up together, and I could feel their heartbreak
Okay.
from the book. So that is what inspired me to write that song.
Okay. So you're still on inspiration, your book inspired you to write a song. But looking at it generally, in the music industry, who is your biggest mentor, in the industry? Who is your model?
My role model, I'm not quite a fan of Nigerian music, although I do listen to it. So I have my role model is actually Adele.
Adele is a role model.
Yes.
Okay. That's great. But in Nigeria, if you were to pick anybody, like in the Nigerian music industry, who would you pick? Like forcefully.
Forcefully.
A gun in your head to just pick someone.
I think I'd pick Emmanuella.
Okay. Now, why Adele?
Well, I just have this passion for her voice. I love it. She has this smooth voice that can go to any key, any pitch, any tone, and her style, her fashion sense, her style. It's not on the skimpy side, but it's not too old-fashioned either. She's
a moderate.
Yes, she has this style of sticking in between.
Okay. She balances both sides.
Exactly.
Okay.
Yes, I just love her lifestyle, her music.
But choosing Adele is someone that's very, very good. She's very comfortable whenever she goes high. Does that mean you prefer high keys as well? Considering your breath and everything.
Well, I actually want to go there, but I've never really maintained a very high pitch before.
Okay.
But having her as my role model really pushes me to train more.
Choosing Adele as a mentor, you need to be very, very confident. That means you need to work, on this high pitch. Now, let's go. Now, aside role models, you are still a student. SS3, and like you said earlier, this is a very, very crucial class. After, in fact, by this time next year, if you're a graduate of SS2, from secondary school, how do you combine your music, your poems, alongside your academics?
Well, right now, I've decided to, since this is the critical point of my secondary school education, I decided to go academics first.
Okay.
And then by the time I'm through with them, I know I'm free. I'm free to do anything I want. And then I will start focusing on my musical
But for
aspect.
now, education is number one.
Yes.
Very, very important. Now, let's talk about musical poetry. Like I learned from infusing the two, poems and music. How did you come about with this? Like I said, when I started, I said, in this country, we hardly hear about artists doing the two. There's artists who engages in the two. I mean, combining music. We've seen many of them perform live at the same time, singing in between their songs. But yours is basically spoken word poem, you know, alongside music. Then some of these lines they lead to the next song, which makes you so unique and also makes you stand out. And how were you able to combine this? I mean, this style.
Well, I had originally started doing spoken words
Okay.
before, and then one day I just thought, how what can I do to make me stand out against the competition
Okay.
of young artists
industry.
rising up in the industry? So I thought, why not put the two together, make them intertwine them with each other, and make something wonderful out of it. And that's how the spoken words, musical poetry.
How comfortable is that for you? How comfortable is that?
It's quite comfortable, but it depends on the kind of song
Okay.
that one uses in the musical poetry. If for fast, high-pitched songs, I don't really think musical poetry can go with them.
Okay, so
although
you
I've
use
never
slow
tried.
songs, you use
Slow songs.
R&B songs, and the rest of them.
Yes.
Now, this style is not common in Nigeria. Like, it's not common. So, do you think your style will be acceptable out there? Like, how do you intend to force yourself, on the throat of Nigerians? Because remember, people like Burna Boy when they started the style 2011, it was not really accepted initially. In fact, as a matter of fact, his first album it started with Outsider. Like, as far as it's concerned, it was the white people that appreciated him first before Nigerians now accepted him. Are you thinking in that line too, or you will have to tweak your style to fit into the Nigerian musical industry?
Well, I haven't really thought that far yet, but if that has to be the case, maybe, just maybe, I will have to find some room outside,
Okay.
and once I've dominated there, I come back home.
So
bigger than
you're thinking
ever.
of leaving Nigeria to exhibit your style, then come back home to force it on us. Now coming back, let's assume the white people accept you. And come back to Nigeria, do you think it's work like that of Burna Boy? I mean, you coming here and telling us, fine, I've got a style over there, they love my style, and you guys, like it or not, you must imbibe it. Do you think it will work?
Well, I think in the case of Nigeria,
Okay.
it's whoever has the most influence. Obviously, if you have the most influence and have lots of followers and fans who admire you and will do anything you do,
Okay.
I think it might actually be okay. It might actually be incorporated into
How
Nigeria.
about you working, collaborating with some Nigerian artists, who does something similar to what you do, a little bit similar, maybe like someone who does R&B, infused into your own style. Do you think it will work?
I believe so. Yes, I guess it will work.
Okay. Who are you thinking right now?
I'm thinking of people that do slow songs. I don't know, someone like Chicken.
Okay. Alright, chicken.
People who like Johnny Drill too.
Okay.
People with the vocals and like going.
Working with people like that, I think we have a similar style. Apart from the poetry aspect of it, in terms of the sound you need, I think they'll give you. That's fine. Now, do you have any international plan? Any plan outside Nigeria? Maybe you're thinking of traveling out. You've said this initially. Is there any international plan for you to go abroad, collaborate? And who are you looking forward to? Don't mention Adele. Apart from Adele. You mentioned Adele. What are you looking forward to? I mean, national art that can blend into your style.
I don't really know yet. As they say, man proposes, God disposes. I'm not really sure yet. When I get there, I'll think of it.
Okay. But for now, you're still
I
very
don't
much
really
pushing. We want to push you to find yours. Now, back home, the Nigeria's musical industry is a male-dominated industry. As a matter of fact, it takes so much hard work, commitment, and effort for the females to break through. How do you think, as a female, upcoming for that matter, how do you intend to pitch your things in Nigeria's musical industry as a female? As a female that is a superstar, it's not even easy. Let alone a female that is upcoming. How do you think in a few years to come, how do you intend to pitch your things in Nigeria's musical industry?
Well, my ideas, I think, is to keep on pushing my content till hopefully, by God's grace, it reaches the eyes of big record label companies and they sign me and keep working hard till I get to the top.
All right, thank you. Now, before I go for a commercial break, now just one last question here. You can't make it in this industry without being consistent. It is very, very key. In the long run, in the next 1-2 years, what's your long-term plan? Or what are your long-term plans in the industry? To keep dominating. Do you have any long-term plan, any plan in your head? I'm not asking you to tell us those ideas that you've nurtured. How do you think? What can you do? To keep yourself glued to our screen, so that in the next 10 years we're talking about Emmanuella.
Well, for people to keep talking about someone, that means they have to do something different, be unique.
Okay.
And I think that through social media has made it quite easy for people to come out and express themselves and be unique. And I think that's a very good way I can keep on pushing content there, making videos.
So basically consistency. Keep doing your thing regularly.
Extreme consistency.
Just to put yourself on our screen every now and then. So you are ready for the stardom itself. So I think that's okay. In the last 10 minutes I've been hearing from Emmanuella. I've been talking to her. She is very, very confident in herself, as you can see. Obviously, she's a hard worker and she believes too much in consistency. I mentioned 10 years and she was not even scared. That means the next 10 years, expect Emmanuella, to dominate the airwave as far as Nigeria musical industry is, even internationally. You never can tell. Internationally, she has a good role model in Adele and some other artists over there. Now, for the last time, let's go for a quick commercial break. Let's take a breather, and when we are back, we'll continue and round off the interview with Emmanuella, the musical poet. Okay, now, still with you. As the latest kid in town, newest kid on the block, who is that biggest fan of yours? Your biggest supporter, your cheerleader?
I'd have to say my mom.
Okay.
Yes, because ever since my videos started coming online,
Okay.
she's always been there, liking the videos, watching the videos, downloading some of them, commenting on them, sometimes leaving me her own personal reviews.
Okay.
They're always pushing me to do the best I can to continue making more videos.
How about your dad? People talk about their mom all the time. Does that mean dads are not really into, the support of their children going, delving into something non-academic?
Oh no, my dad is very strict.
Okay.
But he's also in support of this.
Perhaps he felt it's too early.
Yes, he had some reservations about it at first,
Okay.
but right now he's also in full support of me and what I'm doing right now. And his main focus is on me learning how to write
Okay.
right now, to write more, always forcing me and telling me that I
And I'm
have
sorry
to
to
learn
cut you.
how
And
to
as an Igbo guy, Igbo man as well, they don't support what they don't believe in. Also, that's start fetching money for them, and they will now deploy their support. Igbos in the house, apologies, but it's just the fact. It is what it is. Now, aside music, do you have any plan B? Do you have any other plan? Now, what if this never worked out? We are not looking at that. You know, can you do any other thing apart from music in your life?
I don't think I can do without music in my life, but let's say
In terms of career,
adventure things don't work out, I think I'd have a stable job. uh, Journalism, I'd also like to go into journalism,
okay,
because apart from music and singing, which is my passion, I also have a flair for talking, giving news,
okay,
informing people, broadcasting,
presenting
yes.
programs.
So I believe
I never talked about acting because I watch some of your videos. I love who are you to be precise. Your theatrics, your artistic demonstration. I never thought about going into the theater world. Nollywood to be precise.
well, I haven't really thought about it that way, but yeah, maybe acting doesn't seem so bad for me. I do like the feeling of pretending to be someone you're not, being in
Okay.
another world.
So music is the plan A. So plan B should, let's say, mass communication, a journalist. Okay, that's fine. Now let's go personal a little bit now. You seems to you look so good, and you look also, I don't want to say overfed, but you look chubby. Shows you are eating, not eating so much, but then you. What's your favorite food? Let me go so much into it. What's your favorite food?
Well, I don't really have a favorite food in Nigeria. This time,
I'm like choiceless eater. You eat everything that comes.
as long as it tastes good, I eat it.
So that means you're a foodie.
Yes.
Do you food yourself? You feed yourself, right?
Yes.
You feed yourself, really. If you actually feed yourself for 2 weeks, you realize the fact that being a foodie is never your talent. Because probably someone is feeding you. Like I say, with the just economy, being a foodie should be discouraged. It's no longer somebody's own. Now, how do you love to dress? You dress well. You've seen some of your videos. As a matter of fact, in the last 1 month, you can say you are the best dressed among your colleagues in school, when the summer coaching. What's your fashion sense? What inspires that? Who inspires that? How do you love to dress, basically?
Well, to be honest, completely honest with you, I don't really have any flair for fashion, everything. It's just by God's grace that I have good clothes in my wardrobe, and yes, I have a dad. This time I'm focusing on my dad right now. My dad is a complete fashionista,
Okay.
always
It's very concerned about
on my neck about my dressing. Dress properly, don't dress too old-fashioned, but dress modestly. So yeah, I think some of his fashion sense rubbed up for me this month. Yes, but normally I prefer to go on more the free, casual side.
They're coupled with the fact that you are the only child, you are the only daughter, and your mom, she sees you like a little sister. So that basically inheritance. Let's go that way. So whenever she has anything that is a little bit old-fashioned or a little bit tight, rather than give it out to those abokis out there, she has a little sister that we inherit and benefit from. I think that's the secret, basically. If I wish you had 2 other siblings who are females, probably you'd have to hear for 3 months and give out from one generation to the other. Now, tell us, what is that country you would love to visit? I'm asking you to jackpot now. People are jackpotting every day. People wants to give Nigeria, by hook or crook. Definitely you want to travel out to collaborate. You want to travel out for, to further your education. what's their country, that you love to travel to?
Well, in terms of education, I'd love to travel to Britain. Yes,
Okay.
because they have quite the reputation for amazing universities, amazing schools, good education. But in terms of more on the side of personally, I'd love to travel to Japan. I really love
Why
Japan.
Japan? Like, Britain, I can understand. For education, most of they colonized us, so language won't be a barrier. You guys speak English, but Japan, like, I don't understand.
Language might be a barrier, but I don't know, I'll find a way to overcome it. But there's just something about Japan. I just love it. The
It's
the
because of their sea, their
ambience,
seafoods, and the rest of them.
yes, stuff like that. And to people who don't know me, I am a big anime fan. Yes, and anime originally originated from
In
Japan,
Japan.
and I'd really love to visit
Well, I'm
the
not
the
surprised.
sites.
A few weeks ago, a Nigerian student, one of the best graduating students in the university in China. I started wondering, someone who doesn't speak Chinese by the way for many years, who speaks English, all of a sudden goes to China, learns their language, all of a sudden, she taught her class. It's a good one. Now, how do you relax? They are still a little, teenager, still hustling and hustling everywhere. But how do you relax? Are you a daddy? Whenever you want to relax, is that about sleeping? Some people relax by just watching movies. Some do by reading. What's your own style?
As you know me, music is my number one. So my way to relax, just put on a set of headphones,
Yeah.
sit back, and listen to some of my favorite
So,
songs.
does that mean whenever you're doing the house chores, you do sing too?
Yes, I do.
Like, in your bathroom, how many albums have you composed? In your bathroom while having your babes, how many albums have you composed?
Oh, so many.
Like how many? Is it like 25? Released, produced, and sold inside your bathroom? Okay. We hope to listen to any of those albums, very soon. Now, in few years' time, as a popular artist, how do you intend to manage fame? How do you intend to just manage that stardom? Some people get stardom today, and few months later, it dissipates and they become ordinary. I mean, someone that has been revered for many years, all of a sudden becoming a nobody because of their failure to manage stardom and fame. So, with your little knowledge about stardom and with respect to what you are eyeing over there, let's assume you get that stardom today or tomorrow. How do you intend to manage it so that it will last longer?
Well, in terms of that, I'd take a look at the likes of Afrobeat singer Davido.
Okay.
Well, he's been in the industry for years, and right
And
now
he's still consistent.
he's still
Still doing his
consistent.
thing.
So following his footsteps, be consistent, avoid any very major scandals that might
But
throw
the
me off.
video is full of scandals. In fact, yesterday I saw his picture alongside Nigeria's Super Falcon defender Michel Aluzi in US, and people were like, "Be careful! I don't want to get next season. You're unavailable because the video is done for fathering children from one place, from one woman to the other." So it's talking about scandal now. David doesn't see scandal as anything. So do you think scandal will make you more consistent, or you want to avoid scandal at all costs?
Avoiding
You
scandals.
avoid scandal.
Because for Davido, although the problem here is that he is a man
Okay.
in the music
So,
industry.
as a woman,
As a woman, avoiding scandals
Very,
is
very
very, very important.
okay. Now, what's your next project? What should we expect from Emmanuella next?
Well, I'm working on a new piece. Is for our school's aquaculturism.
Okay, when
Be
is it
sure
coming
to
up?
watch out for that. It's all about Nigeria's culture as a whole, how Nigeria's culture is today, how it was before, and what we have to do to keep it alive,
To sustain it.
to keep it burning.
Okay. All right, thank you so much. Now, second to last question here. To your fans out there, what do you have to say to them? You have little fans. Maybe they're not that much. Like 20, 30, 40, 50, 100 people. But I see your fans anyway. You know, what do you have to say to them?
Well, thank you all so much for supporting me, for liking my videos, for watching them. I appreciate all of you so much, and be sure to watch out for me. I am still up, I'm still running, and I will come back with more, definitely.
So, all right, the last question. You know, as a girl child, indirectly, you're an ambassador of the girl child in Nigeria. You know, and the girl child, they are facing so many, you know, challenges out there, from early pregnancy, unwanted pregnancy rather, early marriage, lack of education, forced marriage as well. Like, what do you, is there any message from you to the average girl child out there?
To the average girl child, I tell them that in this Nigeria of today, to avoid being pulled into situations like that, you have to know your rights at first. Know your rights and know how to fight for them. Although the chances might not be very available, I know that sometimes.
Can they know their rights without education?
No, they can't.
So
And
that
the
means they need to be educated at first.
Yes.
Then from there, continue.
No, from there, you know your rights, know how to fight for them. And to those who already have knowledge of their rights, who have education, as for the case of teen pregnancy.
Okay.
My fellow girls, in Nigeria, Pampers is expensive. Let me just tell you, Pampers is expensive. Just hold yourself. You're a young girl. You still have many opportunities to go out, find someone you love, have children with them as a responsible adult. But right now, children, boyfriend, babies, sex is not for you. Focus on your education. Hustle, make your money, and then you can flex.
All right, thank you so much. We're from Melasi Emmanuella. For the girl child, close your legs and open your brain. Like you said, you know, Pampers are very, very, you know, expensive. In fact, not even Pampers, everything in this country right now, you know, is very, very expensive. So thank you so much for coming on Sunday Spectrum. It's been a wonderful time. As a matter of fact, I enjoyed myself. It's such a delight to, to interview as a journalist. I enjoyed myself. I'm looking forward to seeing you, some other time on Sunday Spectrum. So thank you so much once again, and God bless you.